What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Redhead MMA and UFC Fight Night Qatar. Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker just ended. I'm going to be recapping the whole card, and I did very well in terms of picks. Not very well. I did pretty well in terms of picks on this fight card. I went 11 for 14 for picks on this card. Not bad. Got a few exact picks coming down to the way they won in the round, a few decisions I got correct. So overall, not bad. But starting with the main event, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. Uh, Arman is a different level, dude. Arman is so good, and I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm not even gonna make, who to match make after UFC Qatar. Arman should fight Ilya. That is such a good fight. Arman was putting on a clinic tonight, and Dan Hooker's pretty good, but he just looked a little bit like almost off in a way. I'm not sure. Like he wasn't afraid. And they were saying that in commentary. Like he's definitely not afraid. He was stepping into the fray. Like he wanted to be there. He wanted to fight. He just wasn't at the level of Arman Tsarukyan. Arman started immediately just outstriking him. Looked great on the feet. And once it got to the ground, Dan Hooker was the one taking it to the ground besides the one takedown that Arman got in the second round. Uh, Dan Hooker was the one like attempting guillotines, and it he'd attempt these guillotines, and Arman would just make it look so easy to come out of these guillotines and stay on top. He was in side control for majority of the second half of the first round, and he was on top for a good chunk of the second round until it ended in the second round. So and those during those times where he was on top, dude, he was getting ground and pounded. He was working on top. Jailton Almeida could take some notes from Arman Tsarukyan. Uh, Insane performance overall. He was beating the shit out of Dan Hooker. Like, for real, awesome performance from Arman Tsarukyan. And I know everybody wants, like, Islam to fight Ilya at the White House, but dude, I think that Arman versus Ilya Topuria is such a good main event to a pay per view, and I think you could get this within the next couple of months. Uh, Maybe I say the February pay per view is a really good time for that to happen. Arman barely took damage; he really didn't take damage in the slightest. Uh, and Ilya hasn't fought since June, so I really think the January might be a little early for Arman. January or February pay per view, Arman Tsarukyan versus Ilya Topuria would be so good after the performance that Arman just put on tonight. Just overall fantastic. And Dan Hooker, I don't know who you should fight. I'll figure that out. But yeah, you're not. I just don't think you're top five material, Dan Hooker. Like you barely beat Matoj Gamrot. He's definitely top 15, top 10 maybe, but you're just not top five material. You're not top contender material, unfortunately. I really like Dan Hooker, so that sucks. But yeah, Arman Tsarukyan finishes Dan Hooker with an arm triangle in the second round. Great performance. Also, arm triangle submissions kind of rare, especially like main events and stuff like that. So that was also pretty cool. So it was such a tight arm triangle. But overall, that is my thoughts on this main event for UFC Qatar. And part of the reason I want to match Arman with Ilya so bad is this co-main event: Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Gary. Ian Gary wins, unanimous decision. I predicted this, and let me say, Bilal Muhammad looked better than I expected him to. I expected him to barely be able to touch Ian, but they Ian was actually one strike below Bilal in terms of total strikes, but Ian was up in significant strikes, 72 to 56. Uh, yeah, Ian should fight Islam Makhachev. He's gonna lose, but he should fight Islam Makhachev. He is basically the number one contender right now. Technically, he's gonna be the number two contender because JDM is number one right now. But sorry, I'm still getting over a cold. Uh, Ian's the number one contender. Like he beat Bilal, who was the champion not that long ago. He was the champion back in May. Like this is, and Ian Gary, he didn't make it look easy because Bilal was hitting him at certain points, but he made it look doable. Like he just was like he was getting hit, but at the same time he was hitting harder. He was lightning quick in his punches as well. Like that was really impressive how fast Ian was punching. But yeah, I mean he was able to do distance management pretty well. Bilal was still able to get in there, but Ian still couldn't manage the distance like I said he would, and his takedown defense is unreal. Bilal could not take him down once. That is really, really impressive. And I think Ian Gary should get his title shot against Islam Makhachev because waiting for Islam to be ready and then Ilya wants to wait. That holds up the welterweight division. Let Ilya one title defense. Ilya and Islam in one title defense at their respective divisions, lightweight and welterweight. I think Ian Gary should fight Islam Makhachev for the welterweight title. It was an impressive performance. Bilal Muhammad was undefeated for several years, and he beat Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards, by the way, legacy is getting worse and worse. He's had it rough recently. Not only did he get flatline KO'd by Carlos Prates last week, Bilal Muhammad, who made it beating Leon Edwards look easy, just lost to Ian Machado Gary. So, yeah, Leon Edwards, legacy taking a little bit of a nosedive there. Unfortunate for him, but yeah, another impressive performance. Not as impressive as Arman Tsarukyan, but another impressive performance from Ian Gary in his fight against Bilal Muhammad. Moving up the card, Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. I predicted this fight perfectly. I said a round one KO TKO for Volkan Ozdemir. And yeah, not much to say about this. Volkan Ozdemir immediately started rushing Alonzo Menifield. He wasn't ready for it. And Menifield was kind of staying in it for a little while until Volkan Ozdemir just started blitzing him heavily. He couldn't handle it, and the fight ended quickly, minute and 27 to be exact. You can see Volkan Ozdemir only landed 14 total strikes. There's not much to say about this fight. Volkan Ozdemir, Unk still got it at 41 years old. Pretty impressive performance from Volkan Ozdemir against Alonzo Menifield. Moving on the card, my GOAT, Mikdebek Oralbai, murks Jack Hermanson. Just like I said submission. Sorry about that. I said submission, but I also said TKO. KO TKO was definitely probably more probable. Well, I was just feeling crazy. Chose submission for him. Yeah, Oralbai made it look pretty easy against Jack Hermanson. Jack Hermanson's pound for pound shittiest fighter in the UFC. He needs to retire. Yeah, like Jack Hermanson was throwing some strikes, but like in every exchange, Mikdebek Oralbai just looked better. And then Oralbai, it's like he didn't even get like a crazy highlight finish. He just like barely touched him, and Jack Hermanson just drops out cold. Like it's not a good look for him in the first round. And I said this, He was cutting more. Commentary said this, and I was like, "Yo, I said that yesterday." Victor Becker Jack Hermanson, cutting more weight than usual, 15 pounds more than usual. He came off of a devastating KO from RoboCop a couple months ago. Like, actually, it was 5 months ago, I think, but still. It's like he wasn't ready, and I don't think he's ever going to be ready again because that was barely a punch that knocked him out cold. So, like, Jack Hermanson, brother, I think your time has come. You're out of here. He needs to retire. Mick Tobacco Oral By, pouring honey on you, goat. He is the next top contender at welterweight. Welterweight, best division in the UFC, and it will be for a pretty long time with these up and coming guys. Next up, this made me upset. I got this prediction correct as well. Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Shamil the Meal Gaziev. Shamil got dropped with a jab. He gets up, and then it's like kind of an overhand, but not like a super powerful overhand. He's out cold. Not much else to say there. I guess even peak male performance doesn't cut it sometimes. So, I mean, who does that to Shamil Gaziev? Waldo Cortez Acosta, though, really impressive performance. He fought on November 1st. Got eye poked. The ref didn't realize till like 10 seconds afterwards, was getting just obliterated on the feet. Comes back in, wins, and still TKOs the guy in the first round. Comes back 21 days later, 3 weeks to the day. Gets a first round KO. Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to be a problem at heavyweight. I've been making jokes about him for a while. Like, oh yeah, Tom Aspinall's Waldo Cortez Acosta, super fight at heavyweight. But Waldo is going to be a big problem at heavyweight. And I think Shamil is going to be, unfortunately, floating around in the top 15 sphere of heavyweight and not really improving on that for a long time. My apologies, Shamil the Meal. But that's just how it goes sometimes. We'll be back. Good chicken. Moving up the card, Taguiro Mbekov versus Kyoji Horiguchi. I got this wrong. I got this fight wrong. I chose Taguiro Mbekov to win by decision, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I chose Taguiro Mbekov to win by decision. It was not close at all. You could see in the total strikes, Kyoji Horiguchi is a beast. Can't wait to see what he does at flyweight. Yeah, Unk still got it. Had a few of those on this card. But yeah, Unk still got it. Great performance from Kyoji Horiguchi. Yeah, and he is at American Top Team along with Pantoja. And they have the same coach. Interesting to see where that goes, because he might get a title shot off of this. Like, for real, he might get a title shot. That's how shallow flyweight still is. Moving up the card. Or moving down the card, I guess. I got this right. Luke Riley. I said Riley by round 3 TKO. It was round 2 TKO. What can you do? Yeah, he's one of the best looking talents out of next gen. There's not much else to say there. I didn't get all of this fight. I had some stuff to do towards the end of the prelims, but hold on, I'm going to take off my mic for a second. Sorry about that. I'm still getting over this damn cold. But, yeah, Luke Riley looking great. He's going to be a problem at featherweight, it looks like. Not that Bogdan Grad is this huge competition for him, but he's looking pretty good. um, but yeah, again, I didn't catch all this fight, so I can't really analyze it too heavily. Same with a few of these fights down here. Did I catch Nicholas Dalby? I did not catch this fight. So moving down the card. Oh, oops. There we go. Nicholas Dalby versus Saeed Zakmaev. I chose Saeed Zakmaev. Uh, I was wrong. Split decision. Uh, it doesn't look like it was. I didn't actually see any of this fight, but based on the stats, and stats do kind of feel like make fights seem a lot different than they actually were. But based on the stats I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like it should have been a split decision. Besides the 4 takedowns, I guess. Uh, Nicholas Dalby got a reversal though. More significant strikes by 6, and very big margin for total strikes. But yeah, Nicholas Dalby wins. I got this pick wrong. What can you do? I got this correct. Asoma Bayev, I chose decision. It was a submission at the beginning of round 3. This was just a scrap. I'd say this could be fight of the night. It is my fight of the night personally. I love a good prelim flyweight scrap. Nothing better. There's the best fights in the whole UFC. But Asoma Bayev was losing. Alex Perez was down 0-2 to Alex Perez. Alex Perez was looking great on the feet and on the ground as well. He was ending on top every single time. He was looking really, really good. And then Asoma Bayev's corner was like, yo, watch that takedown in the beginning that he's going to try and hit. And he watches it, sees it coming, gets a standing guillotine. Or, yeah, he's like hanging on to Alex Perez while standing in a guillotine and gets the win. Super impressive. Yeah, Somabayev, he's got it at flyweight, moving up one whole rank. Big ups to him, but yeah, really impressive submission from Somabayev, especially since he was down 0-2 going into this final round. Moving down the card, Abdul Rahman Yakayev versus Rafael Cerqueira. I predicted the finish in round 1. I said KO. It was a sub. It's all good. 33 seconds in. Rafael Cerqueira did not do a thing in this fight. No strikes. No takedowns. No reversals. No significant strikes. No knockouts. Nothing. He was either on a 3 or 4 fight losing streak, but looks like now he's on a 4 or 5 fight losing streak. If he doesn't get cut, I'm actually gonna lose it because the UFC is just kind of guys that don't need to be cut, and then I'll keep guys like him. But I feel like at this point you have to cut him. Like, just a 0 performance out of him. Literally nothing. He did not do a thing. So that's that. Abdul Rahman Yakayev versus Rafael Cerqueira. Yeah, nothing much else to say about that. Beksan Almakhan versus Alexandre Topuria. I feel like I'm sort of right in what I was saying yesterday. He's not overrated yet, but he's gonna be overrated. Alexandre Topuria, like, he has power in his punches, like he does, but he it was close for the first 2 rounds. It was 1-1 going into the third. In the third, Alexandre Topuria started using that power, doing really good damage on the feet, and showing that he is a Topuria. But he was a little closer. Like, Beksan Almakhan was keeping it close in that fight until the third round. But Topuria was able to get the better of him in the third round with his power to get a unanimous decision victory. But yeah, Alexandre Topuria, I got my eye on you for the wrong reason. I'm telling you, You are not your brother, bro. Unless, there's always room for improvement, but you are not your brother. Moving down the card, Ismail Nardiev versus Ryan Loder. Uh, did I even watch this fight? I don't even know if I saw this fight. I said Ismail Nardiev was gonna win. Did I say decision or did I say TKO for this guy? I said Nardiev by decision, so I at least got the fighter right. Uh, yeah, Ryan Loder landed one total strike, and Nardiev landed 3 total strikes. So not much happened in this fight. I didn't see this fight, but just looking at the stats, it looks like it was a pretty uneventful fight until the finish. So yeah, Ismail Nardiev, first round KO TKO, pretty cool. Nurullo Ali versus Shamrock. God damn it, I keep clicking that. Nurullo Ali versus Shamrock. I said Shamrock was gonna lose, and look what happened. I believe I chose Ali by decision. I did. So, yeah. Shamrock actually outstruck uh, Nurullo Ali, but Ali had more significant strikes, just landed the bigger shots. Equal amount of takedowns, no knockdowns, no reversals. So, uh, closer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a dominant decision from Nurullo Ali, but still a unanimous decision victory. And the first fight of the night, which the last one we're talking about, I got this wrong. Marek Bujlo versus Denzel Freeman. Denzel Freeman's pretty good. I'll say that. Uh, he was just more active. I feel like if he wasn't afraid of that grappling skill that Marek Bujlo has, he would have actually won by TKO because he was scared to enter because of that fear that I might get taken down and I might get held there. So I feel like he's actually going to perform better against heavyweights that don't have that grappling skill. So I feel like this guy could get some solid knockouts in heavyweight. Like he was visibly like holding back a little bit, not holding back because he was hitting and hitting hard, but he I feel like against other heavyweights he's gonna be able to enter more freely and land bigger shots, and I think that's gonna be big for Denzel Freeman. Marek Bujlo, I might have overhyped you a little bit. I don't know. I thought you would do a little bit better on the feet, and I thought you would actually grapple a little bit. Guess I thought wrong. It's all good though. I still went 11 for 14 on this fight, and that was the whole card. Overall, it was a great fight night. Great main event, great co-main event, and some great finishes throughout the fight night. This is what fight nights should be. I mean, like this is the gold standard for fight nights right here. Uh, or even if you want to, like, occasionally, this could be occasionally, it doesn't have to be often, but like a co-main event like Tsarukyan and Hooker, and even a women's championship, like that'd be a great fight night. But you can't always do women's championships. There's only 3 weight classes that are kind of real. Women's featherweight doesn't really exist anymore. So like, yeah, this is the gold standard for fight nights. I think most, if not all, fight nights should be like this. Abolish the apex, end the apex. But yeah, that was UFC Fight Night Qatar, Tsarukyan versus Hooker. Let me know what you thought of these fights in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for more UFC and MMA content. And this was Redhead MMA signing off.